Saxon Algebra 1/2, lesson 85, da 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 da. Graphing a line. You guys, this is a great topic that we're going to be talking about for the rest of your high school algebra career and perhaps even longer. This is a doozy. We're going to embellish it. We're going to start on it today, and we're just going to add to it. Literally all the other groups of students are working on this too. So here is what I want to show you. Y equals x minus 2. This, we say, is the equation of a line. What's interesting about it? What's unique about it? Two variables. X and y. It's always set up like that. And it's a special arrangement of these two variables. And we're going to talk way more about this, but I want to point it out to you right now. The y is always on the left, and then the x is on the right side, always. The y is by itself. There's a letter. This is just a random number, right? There's one being multiplied by the x, and then there's another one that's being added or subtracted. It can be a negative number, okay? So these two will be numbers, and there's a sign that goes with them, right? They can be positive or negative. So up here, we see, oh yeah, there's an invisible 1 in front of the x, positive 1, and then minus 2 is that. This is the standard form that we'll always use for these. We're going to talk about why that's so cool later, but I just want to put this idea into your head right from the very beginning, that y equals mx plus b. It's a special, and we're going to talk about it a whole lot. All right, how do you graph something like this? All right, well, there's a tedious way and a fun way, and we're learning the tedious way first. How's that for a lead-in? This is how we set it up. It's a table. We always put x here and y there. And then the part that's got the x in it, we write that up here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to find pairs of points that we can graph on a little grid, like just, you know how to graph those points. But we're going to find 3 pairs of points, and they're going to do something cool for us. So what we want to do is we want to pick 3 different values for x that we can plug into this expression, right there it is, and then calculate the y. Now, we want this to be as simple as possible. Why would I choose 57 for x, right? It would be 55 over here. We can easily calculate it, but I don't want to graph a point that is 57 and 55. No, I'd have to make a giant graph, and it would be ugly and annoying. So I like to keep my numbers small, so they're easy to calculate, and I like to keep my numbers close to the center of the graph so I don't have to draw a giant picture. So here I'll show you 3 of my favorites. 1, 0, and -1. Why not, right? Let's plug those in and calculate the y value, and then we'll graph those points. It's easy. The calculations are easy. You can choose any number you want here, but I'm just telling you these are usually lovely. So then what we do is we just plug the x value into this expression, and you guys know how to do that. 1 minus 2 is -1. 0 minus 2 is -2. And then -1 minus 2, oh, we're climbing down that ladder, aren't we, into the meadow. So now I can graph it. Now, if you've got graph paper available to you, fabulous, use it. If your mom's heading out to Target or Rite Aid or Walmart or Fred Meyer, they carry graph paper in the school and office sections pretty much year-round now. I usually go to Target, and they almost always have it in stock all year round. There are also graph paper Post-it pads. Holy cow, that's cool. So you can just put a little piece of graph paper on your regular notebook. That works out great too. Or you can be like me and say, let's just draw them quick and easy, and keep it simple. Now, you guys know how to draw these. They're two number lines essentially, right? I use the blue lines on the y-axis, right? This is the y-axis. I'm not going to number all those, but I'm showing you how easy it is to mark them. This is the x-axis, and I just try to eyeball and make these about as far apart as these are. It helps make your graphs turn out better. For people who don't like to write, get some graph paper. Spare yourself this agony. I mean, it's not agony. If you enjoy kind of the drawing part of it, go ahead, put them in your notebook. It's fine with me. But we need a graph here, and let's put just a few of the numbers on it. We'll put up to 3 in every direction. What I tell my students, after you get the hang of this, just put on the numbers you need to know. All right? Now, what we want to do is graph these 3 points. 1 and -1. 1 and -1. It's right there, right? 0 and -2. 0 and -2. And then -1 and -3. -1 and -3. Oh, look, we have 3 cute little points. The reason we always want to do 3 points is that the 3 points will help you catch an error in your calculation. If you screw up one of these calculations, then your points won't line up and you won't have a straight line. If you just do 2 points, you won't catch a mistake. So do 3 points. Up here, and then that will catch you with any mistakes there. The name of this line is y equals x minus 2. Every single pair of points on this line, every x and y, will make this come true, which is kind of a cool thing if you think about it, right? That it'll make all of those come true. And that's what's cool about it. That's why we love these, is because it represents this really interesting idea that every pair of points on here, not just the ones we calculated, but anything else, fractions, decimals, they'll all work for that. That, you guys, is all there is to lesson 85. It might seem like not a lot. Let me just write this. But it is super important that we get this idea deep down in the bedrock of our brains. Do you feel smarter? You should, because this is such a great thing to learn. All right, that's the end of lesson 85. Yay, thank you, goodbye.